Hi, this is Neve Arthur from the Stay at Home Family, and I want to talk to you guys today a little bit about your personal power. You see, you probably already have an example in your life of an area where you've had to really dig deep and use your own personal power to do something that maybe you didn't think you could do, or maybe you've been told that you couldn't, or somehow you've held yourself back, or someone has tried to hold you back, and then you've seen that deep down you have a personal power where you can actually get out and do anything that you want to do in life. And I want to tell you guys a little story, which is a little bit personal, and actually pretty much nobody knows this, not even family, so I hope this doesn't hurt anyone's feelings. But several years ago, I was told that it would be very difficult for me to have children and very unlikely. I had been experiencing some really severe cramps, and I had this trouble all the time, where I could barely kind of stand for long periods of time without being in a lot of pain. So I went in to get an ultrasound done and to see if perhaps there was any problems, and I had a problem with my ovaries where they said it looked like endometriosis. They said it was pretty unlikely, that I would be able to have kids, and that I'd almost certainly have a lot of difficulty. And I remember I was told that I had gotten this taxi. It was across the other side of Dublin, and it was raining that day. It's pretty much always raining in Dublin. But it was raining that day, and I had gotten a taxi all the way over there because it was, really far away. And I came out of that room and I was stunned. I was just in total shock because I've always identified myself as someone who wants to be a mother. And I walked home. I walked the entire way home because for whatever reason, Mike couldn't be there at that appointment, and I had to walk the entire distance home by myself. I didn't have to walk, I just did. I kind of got out and I was going to hail a cab, and I just sort of just kept walking, and I just kept walking and walking and walking in the right direction. And I think I wasn't even crying. I think I was just completely stunned because I felt like something had been taken from me. I felt like my future had been taken from me. I felt like, oh my God, I'm never going to be able to have kids. And it was the scariest feeling because I felt out of control. I felt like, this is something that I want. It's something that I've always wanted, and it will never be for me. And I got home after this long walk. It was actually probably about 2 hours. I got home and I was just a mess. I just started crying. Mike had to kind of put me straight to bed. And he sat there and he talked to me, and he was like, you know what, Neve, you're going to be a mother. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what they say. Your body can change in an instant. Your body can change. If you want it to change, you're going to be able to have kids. And you know what? If you can't have kids, then we're going to adopt kids, because, birthing your own baby is not the only way to be a mother. And he talked me through it, and I don't know if it happened instantly or if it took me a while to come around to the understanding that I was going to have kids. And it was even so much to the point where I didn't let that belief even come into my head. I know someone had said something, and they may have gone to school or somehow been told that they were an expert in this topic. But you know what? The only expert in what my body can do is me. And so I put it out of my mind. I actually didn't really think about it again. I didn't even think about it until I got pregnant with my first child and went, oh my God, I guess my body works, And at that point, I remember being terrified, being in fear that I would miscarry or something would go wrong. But you know what? Everything went perfectly. And then when we decided to have a second child, it was easy. It was never difficult. There was never a time that, we had to wait months and months or anything like that. And we're very fortunate that actually, having children in our lives has been really incredibly easy once we were ready for them. And it's a little embarrassing to talk about that kind of stuff. But you know what? I just want everyone to know that you probably already have something like that in your life, something that's happened where someone has told you, no, you can't, and you've gone out and said, well, yes, I can, and you've just done it anyway. So, I was told I couldn't have kids possibly, and I went out and I did it anyway, and now I'm a mother to two, and possibly we'll have more, and possibly in the future we'll adopt more. I don't know what the future holds on that side of things, but I know that I am forever a mother, and that was something that I always knew I would be. I did it again when I was going to college. I knew I needed to move to Ireland. I knew that's where I wanted to go, and I was applying to a program that had like 12 people accepted into it. It was a world-renowned theater program, and I didn't have anywhere else I wanted to go. So it was kind of, I had to get in, and I did. And there are these moments in your life, and you have to capture them. You have to dig deep and know that you are incredible and that you can actually create anything that you want to create. I've had this happen really recently. I have been wanting to become a work-at-home mom, not just a stay-at-home. I wanted to have my own home business because I knew just staying at home, and being supported wasn't really what I wanted with my life. I have what I think is, a lot to say. I have a lot of things that I want to contribute to the world. So I started trying to do a home-based business. And I got started actually in a couple of different companies that didn't really align with me. It took me a while of kind of stumbling around to find something that just felt right. And for me, it may be different for you, but for me, what felt right was having something where I could share what I'm passionate about, where I could just be 100% me, just embrace Neve, 100%, and have that actually, turn into a sustainable business. I didn't know what that meant. In fact, when I started, when I started my first business years and years ago, it was life coaching. And I thought, okay, I want to help others. I'm going to coach them in what they should do. But then it really bothered me that I would spend all this time talking one-on-one to people, and then they wouldn't do what I told them to do, or they wouldn't take the exercises to heart. And now, I've found it through blogging. Through blogging, I've been able to express myself. I've been able to just be fun, talk about the things I want to talk about, which often is my babies, or blogging, because I think it's great. And I found this company that allowed me to leverage a blog to actually, make money using a blog. And I didn't get it figured out straight away, because for a long time I was like, okay, I've got to do what other people tell me to do. I've got to brand myself, and I've got to teach people, and I've got to do this, and I've got to do that. And it didn't come together. It was hard work. I was just pushing and pushing. And, something really interesting is that when success happens, it happens incredibly quickly. So in the month of June, I actually just went back over my records, and for a long time I was recruiting about 2 people a week into my business, and that was really slow. That was pushing. That we were able to create an income, but it was scary. It was unsustainable. It wasn't entirely solid, and this was from kind of pushing things and trying to be other people. Then I kind of had this personal breakthrough where I realized that if I embraced myself 100%, that would then attract people who are like me, or who, really want to work with me. So what I started to do is I started to just really embrace Neve, and I started to kind of speak more from the heart and talk about truth, and talk about struggles, and talk about the reality of my life. And also talk about, really why I love blogging so much. And what happened is it was like turning a switch on. So in the month of June, I actually only recruited 4 people. I just went back and looked, it was only 4 people, which was a real low month for me, because I was trying to figure out how to incorporate me into my business. And I had, I remember I had a time where there was a week and a half or something where I didn't recruit anybody, and I remember being terrified. And I was laying in bed one night and I was crying to Mike, saying, Mike, I feel like our lives are never going to change. We've been able to to quit our jobs, but we're on a tight budget. We're pushing and pushing, and I feel like nothing is ever going to change. I feel like it's been the same for so long. And it was the weirdest thing because literally the next month, it was July. The month of July, I recruited 50 people into my business. That is more than 10 times what I did in June. And the thing that made the real difference was, embracing myself, sharing my stories and my personality, and letting go of pushing hard. I moved instead to just embracing my blog, embracing the system as it was laid out for me. Not talking about the things that I thought people wanted to hear, but instead talking about the things I wanted to say. And it was incredible how easy things became. And when success happens, it happens really fast. So I went from 5 years of struggling, to the last 6 months getting to where I was able to have a home-based business, but I was still on a super tight budget. I still felt like a struggle. And then in the last month, it just turned completely around. And now I'm caught up in this momentum that's just carrying me forward. And I am actually having to put even less work in than I did in July. I mean, it's just suddenly easy, and things have gotten to this point of flow where it all sort of happens. And it reminds me a bit of, being told you won't be able to have kids. It reminds me a bit of being faced with a belief that I could carry with me. Like, I had every bit of evidence. I had an expert telling me, you cannot have children. And I just said, no, I refuse to let that belief enter my head. Now, for a long time when I got into home-based business, I decided that it was hard. I felt like it was hard and that most people fail and that most people struggle and that's what was going to happen to me, and it was going to take a long, 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 long time. And then what I did is I went to an event and I discovered all these people who were successful and who it was easy for. And I went, you know what? I believe that's possible for me. I believe that I can do that and I can make it happen fast. And as soon as I got rid of the old crappy belief and I installed the new belief that success can happen fast, it did. It happened incredibly fast. From 4 people one month to 50 people the next. It's incredible. So I really just want to tell you that you can do anything. You can do absolutely anything you want. You just need to align yourself with something that feels good, with something that feels you, and with something that fits you and is right for you. And for me, that was Empower Network. Empower Network was absolutely 100% right for me. And all it took was I had to make a decision. I had to make a decision not just to join, not just to buy the products, not just to follow the training, but I had to make a decision that this was where I was going to be successful. And I was going to work and I was going to figure it out, but no matter what, I was going to be successful. And I know that that's the case for anyone else. Anyone who joins something and who decides that without a shadow of a doubt they're going to be successful and they believe in themselves, it happens for. And I've seen it happen for my team members. Heck, I've got a team member who joined in the last 3 weeks who's already recruited 10 people in. And she said it's the easiest thing that she's ever done. And why is that? It's because it fulfills something in her. It's because she's always known that there's easier ways to do things, that you don't have to do complicated things. You don't have to do, home parties and the crazy things that okay, it works. Some people really embrace that and it fits them. But for me, I knew I had to do something that was just me. And Empower Network has allowed me to blog and me to just share myself and share the things I'm passionate about and inspire others. And it's been absolutely incredible. And this is possible for anybody. This is possible for you. If you're watching this and you already have another home business, you can use a blog to sell your other home business. You can use a blog to do absolutely anything. You just need to make a decision that that's what you're going to do, and you can do it. I had an expert tell me, you can't have babies. Guess what? I have 2. I have 2 perfect, healthy babies. absolutely perfect, the easiest little kids you could ever imagine. I love them to pieces. I'm a mother because I knew that I was not going to install the belief in my head that you can't be a mother. Someone said that to me, you're not going to be a mother. Well, do you know what? I am. And if someone has ever said to you, you're not going to be successful in home business, do you know what? You are going to be a success. And you just need to make sure that you align yourself with other people who believe in you. And then go out and do it. Just do it. So if you're watching this video, if you're in my team already, you know what to do. You just do it. And I'm here to support you. And as a group, we're all moving together. And it's incredible to see so many other successful people all in one place. But if you're not already in my team, well, what are you doing? Watch the video at the right of this page and just join. Or just click on the link and join. Because you need to just embrace your future. Don't let someone else or other people's beliefs hold you back from your future. And if you need new beliefs, don't worry. I will help you install new ones because I will believe in you. And all you have to do is watch that video. It's about 30 minutes long. It's a video that completely and utterly changed my life. So just do it. And I hope this has helped you get to know me. And I really look forward to getting to know you and to helping you achieve every dream you've ever had. Bye.